Hi there, I just thought it'd be easier if I go ahead and show you how I would build the part and then you can see what you're doing. All right, one of your problems, if I pull your part up here, let me do that first. Is that if I go ahead and view it in this fashion and then I do a section cut, so I view the section and I'm looking at the front plane. What you're missing here is this interior section, right? You're not cutting through that. And then this whole piece over here, over on the drawing on the right-hand side, this is showing that this goes all the way through. So this is what I was trying to explain to you before. So none of this material should be here. So let me go ahead and show you how I went ahead and created this part. So I've made this shape. So essentially over here on the right-hand side, this shape missing the fillets and the chamfers, and over here I've made a little rectangle that's going to take into account this little groove that goes around the side. So I have a center line here, so what you can do when you have a center line is that you can put your diameters in without having to deal with them being radiuses. So all the diameters are shown over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them in. They're already set because I just erased them, just wanted to show you how to put them in. So I'm going to go back to my sketch, go to my smart dimension, and then what you do is you click on the line and then the center line, and then if you pull down below it, if it put it up above it, it'll just give you the radius, but if you pull down below, it'll give you the diameter, which is what we want in this case. So that's 51, and since I'm in this mode, it'll automatically keep doing that until I click off of or go into a slightly different radial mode. So I have this one, and the last two, 102, and then the final outer diameter being 152. Okay, so that makes my sketch fully defined, and I'll go ahead and go to my Features tab and do my Revolve. So it knows where the center line is, but it's asking me to select contours because of this. I didn't trim that little bit out, so this is what I have. All right, so that's the basic shape of the part. Now I have to go ahead and put in my chamfers and my fillets. So there's the two fillets here and here of radius 5. So I'll go put those fillets in, radius 5, and those are the two fillets. And then I need to put my 3 chamfers in. So the 3 chamfers are 2 by 45. So I'll go to the chamfer tool. And I had already done this, so I'm already set to be 2 at 45. And the items to chamfer are this edge, and this edge. All right. So let me just show you, if I go through the section view right now, it should look much more like the drawing. So you see that's what these lines are. They're coming from that groove, and this line here is just a continuation of this hole going all the way through the part. So hopefully that makes it clearer to what this part's supposed to look like. All right, so once I have that, I'll take a view from the top plane, not that plane. So let me do this correctly. I am sketched on the front plane, and I want to rotate this way because I need to put my slot in, or this groove cut on the top, to be oriented in the proper direction. So I'll go ahead and make a sketch onto this plane. Come on here. Hold on. Sketch and select that plane. All right, now I'll put a center line in. Yeah, I'll put a center line in. I can make it vertical and infinite length. So I'll do that. And then I'll just put a rectangle in to go from here, and I'll just let it, the upper length doesn't really matter, so if I can do a symmetry constraint, I guess would be what I can do here. There's lots of different ways to make that where we want it to be. So it's 22 millimeters wide, and the distance from the center to the edge here is 32. And now, just because I want this sketch fully defined, I could put a length on it, but it's better to put like some sort of relation. So this will always be tangent to the outer side. It might make it a little bit easier if I decide to modify my part. And now the depth of this is 13. So I'll do a features and a, wrong one. So I'll cancel out of that. And I'll go to my extruded cut. And the depth I want is 13. So I'll go ahead and accept that. All right, so now the next thing I need to do is put these counterbore holes in. So I'll do a sketch onto this plane, and I can do a center line, and I guess I can do a midpoint and make it vertical, and that'll allow me to put the diameter in. So if I look here, the diameter of that bolt circle is 127, so I'll go ahead and put that on. And that gives me a fully defined sketch, so I'll end the sketch. And I'll go ahead to my Features tab to the Hole Wizard. And this is a counterbore for an M6 socket head cap screw. So this is the counterbore. And I'm in metric, and I go to the drop down to the socket head cap screw, and the size is M6. So, and the condition is through all. So now I just go to my positions. I'll select that plane, and then I'll go to this endpoint of that construction line to give the position. And that's all I need to do, and I'll say done. So now I want 6 of them, so I'll go to my circular pattern tool. To define the direction, I'll select any of these circular surfaces, so that gives me this central axis, and I want 6 of them, so I'll go, and I just need to select anywhere on that circle, and features and faces, so anywhere on that should get it. And what is it not seeing? Oh, it sees a, yeah. And why is it not giving me, hold on. Features and faces. Ha ha ha. I think this is going to fail when I do it. What's going on here? I'm not quite sure. Let me delete that and come back and put that in again. See, it happens to all sorts of people. All right, so I'm going to pre-select this counterbore so that it's not confused as to what I want to do a circular pattern of. So I'll do the circular pattern. I'll select this face as my direction, and there we go. So I don't know what it was selecting. Maybe I selected a point or something. So I want 6 of those. So we do that, and then the very last thing we need to put into this is this other tapped hole. So to do this one, I'm going to sketch on the front plane, and the distance, the center of this is 25 millimeters. So I am just going to come up here from this point and just make a single line, construction line, and give it a length of 25.5 millimeters, excuse me. So we're going to do that, and that's it. So now I need the hole on this face, so I'm actually going to be sketching on the top plane for the sketch for the counterbore, or for the threaded hole. So I'm going to have that plane pre-selected, and then I'll just go to my Hole Wizard. And in this case, I want a tapped hole. All right, so straight tap, not the bottoming tapped hole, because it's going to go through all. So I'll just select a straight, not pipe tap, just a tapped hole. And it is 6 by 1, correct? 6 by 1. So I need to go back down here to go up to tested. A 6.6 by 1.0 size screw, and the end condition is going to be through all. So once I have that, I'll go to my positions. Notice I had the plane pre-selected, so it's not asking me to select the plane now, just where do I want to put the holes. That's all I wanted to do. And that completes the part. So let's again look at it in the section view. So if I accept that and go normal to that view, this section view now agrees with what I have over here. Now just to verify the surface area and the volume, if I go to evaluate, go to my mass properties, I have 7/8 929.74, which agrees, and 505553.02. Oh, I'm off by 0.04 cubic millimeters. So I'm going to assume that that's a typo that I put here, because it's really not going to change your answer in any great amount, because it's such a small discrepancy. So that might even be the fact between 2018 and 2019. Anyway, so that's how the part gets created, and hopefully this helps you.